Hi, I'm Gidon from thetechnologyman.com. The Algolaser Delta is a 22-watt laser cutter and engraver with a built-in touchscreen, Wi-Fi, smart air assist pump and speeds of up to 30,000 millimeters per minute, making it the fastest laser I've tested so far. I'll run through its features and thoroughly test all of Algolaser's marketing claims to see if this is the right laser for you. If lasers are new to you, I'd highly recommend taking a look at some of my previous videos that introduce them and show examples of what they're capable of. There'll be links on screen and down below. So let's take a closer look. The laser comes mostly assembled. You just need to screw in the air assist nozzle, attach the gantry with 4 bolts and slip the laser module onto its mount. There's a metal lever that locks it in place. Then you need to screw in the X-axis belt tensioning bolt to tighten the X-axis belt and also adjust the tension on the 2 Y-axis belts with their already installed tensioning bolts. Finally, with the machine upside down, you can attach the 4 feet and wireless antenna. The laser module has a magnetically attached shroud and there's a spring-loaded focus arm to set the laser focus. Just push the arm down to lock it in place. Then open the laser module's locking lever and adjust the height of the laser until the focus arm just touches the material you'll be engraving. Lock the laser module in place and press the focus arm's release button to send the arm back into its housing. The Delta comes with an air assist pump that is controlled by the laser itself, and additionally has a manual air volume control. It plugs into the side of the machine and its air hose attaches to the integrated hose on the machine. You then push the machine's hose into the laser module. Make sure it's fully seated. It goes in a little further than you think. The cable and air hose management is excellent, although it can still catch the rear left of the machine. You can then plug in the laser's 24 volt 6 amp AC adapter and switch it on. As well as the power switch, there's also an emergency stop button and a key lock. The key lock is useful if there are children around or you're in a shared environment. The front of the machine has an RGB light strip. This is the first laser I've tested with a built-in LCD screen. The machine has built-in Wi-Fi and you can connect your local Wi-Fi network directly from the machine. You can then see its IP address if you want to control it wirelessly using Lightburn. There's also a smartphone app that lets you control the laser wirelessly, but I found this a little buggy, so mostly avoided it. You can start using the laser straight away via its screen. There are a few images already included on its built-in 32GB of storage, or you can load your own images via a USB stick. First off, I tried engraving a preloaded butterfly on some wood. I only needed to select the material type and tap engrave. You can frame the job to check you're all lined up. Here I encounter my first issue with the machine. The LCD screen repeatedly displayed a pressure warning. There appeared to be an issue with airflow through the laser module. I contacted support, who sent me a replacement laser module which did help with airflow, but I still received this warning, just less frequently. I've been in touch with support over these last couple of months, and just today I've received an updated firmware that appears to have fixed this pressure warning. But for most of this review I unplugged the smart air pump and used another air pump which works okay. I just couldn't control it via the machine. I retried the butterfly with this replacement laser which came out pretty well, considering I just used the machine's built-in preset. The Delta comes with a 22-watt laser module with 4 stacked 5.5-watt diodes, which Algolaser claims has a 40% smaller spot size compared to other lasers. They also use a special technology to compress the laser spots to more of a square than the usual rectangle, which should make for more consistent and accurate cuts in both the X and Y direction. It's not particularly easy to reliably confirm these specs, but their smaller spot size claim is a little misleading. At 100% power, the spot size is 0.16mm by 0.14mm, which is actually bigger than the X-Tool D1 Pro's more powerful 40-watt laser with a 0.10 times 0.15mm spot size, albeit more square. And the dot size usually increases with power, all things being equal. Their claims seem to be relating to the spot size at lower power. At 3% power, the spot size is only 0.06 by 0.06mm, but I'm not sure anyone is actually using their lasers at 3% power. The Delta does have a decent sized work area, 440mm by 415mm, larger than the X-Tool D1 Pro even with its smaller 10-watt module attached. It's also capable of some impressive speeds, up to 30,000 millimeters per minute or 500 millimeters per second, faster than anything I've tested so far. I used Lightburn with the Delta connected via USB-C and it was found with the Find My Laser. If you've connected the machine to your Wi-Fi network, you can edit this connection and change the serial connection to Ethernet. Just enter the IP address of the machine visible on the LCD display. In device settings, I like to enable the laser fire radio button and its accompanying laser on when framing radio button. I set the laser power to 0.5%. This is the only way to accurately set up a job unless you're using absolute positioning, but I found it almost impossible with the laser shield attached. I had to remove it most of the time, which I would not recommend. I don't like using these dies without an enclosure, and without a protective shroud you're relying purely on your glasses. I was interested to test some of Algolaser's marketing claims around its cutting performance. For cutting I had maximum airflow and I used a honeycomb bed underneath the material to be cut. I could cut 6mm birch plywood at 150mm per minute and 6mm black MDF at 200mm per minute. This was a little less than half the speed of the 40W module on the X tool. Algolaser claims a 22W module can cut 30mm pine in one pass, but it couldn't get through 20mm pine even in 2 passes, and I did try dropping the focus slightly. It did easily cut some 12mm pine and some 10mm American black walnut hardwood. I also tried cutting 0.1mm stainless steel, which it just managed. I've been asked a few times about cutting EVA foam, so I tried cutting some 14mm floor mats, which it managed with ease at 800mm per minute. If you try this, do make sure they're EVA foam and not PVC based. Finally, I tried some 10mm black acrylic, which Algolaser claims is possible with just 1 pass. It did get through it, but it took 3 passes at 100mm per minute, so I'm not quite sure how they are cutting it with just 1 pass. It's a piece of 10mm acrylic that was supplied by them too. It did manage to get through 5mm black acrylic in just 1 pass though. Without any including enclosure, I couldn't use extraction, so most of my cutting was done up in my workshop with the doors and windows open and wearing a face mask. I did try some engraving too, starting off with a material test grid on some Baltic birch. Even at its highest speed of 30,000mm per minute, I got decent results with just 30 to 40% power, but I did need to turn off the machine's vibration alarm after my first attempt stopped, just after it had started. I tried this polar bear image at maximum speed with 100% power, which came out pretty well. Just today I retried this engraving with a smart pump and the latest firmware that appears to have fixed the pressure warning. But on the first attempt it turned off the laser mid-print, so this new firmware still seems buggy. The second attempt worked okay, and the smart air pump automatically switched from 30% for engraving to 100% for the final cut. I tried engraving the polar bear image directly from the USB stick. You can preview the image and adjust settings, including the output size, although the height and width are mixed up. This failed the first time I tried it. I might have had the laser still connected via USB. But the second attempt worked okay. I also saved the output from Lightburn as a Gcode file, which I was also able to laser directly from the USB stick. I didn't get a rotary with this machine, but there is a convenient switch which makes it easy to change the Y-axis from the machine to the rotary. Algolaser is a new company, and the Delta is a well thought out laser with some unique features, and it's great to see it includes a smart air assist pump. It comes mostly assembled and is well built, which helps it achieve its high engraving speeds. It also has the best cable and air hose management I've seen on any laser. And it's the first machine I've tested with a built-in LCD screen, which can be useful depending on how you use your laser. For quick or repeat jobs, sending engravings from the built-in storage or a USB stick is handy. Personally, I prefer the finer control of using Lightburn, which work with both a USB connection and wirelessly. For me, the most useful feature of the LCD screen is jogging the laser into position. It is much easier than trying to do this through Lightburn. Unfortunately, I did have a few issues with this machine, which I've already discussed. Algolaser sent a replacement laser module to resolve the pressure warning error, which improved the blocked airflow for the air assist. But I still got error messages, just less frequently. And it arrived damaged with a crushed laser LED, which wasn't a great user experience. As previously mentioned, it looks like the firmware I got today fixes the pressure warning, but in my brief testing it appears to introduce other issues. I'll update the written article at thetechnologyman.com on further testing with this latest firmware. I was sent one of their early machines, so I'm hopeful the issues I've had won't affect machines bought from now on. If so, the Delta is a tempting offering, particularly if you like the idea of engraving without connecting a computer, which might be useful in a commercial environment. The easy assembly and touchscreen does also make it appealing to new users. The 22W laser module is a good middle ground for most people, and the frame of the Delta lists support for other modules, including a 40W laser. Additionally, they're planning on releasing an enclosure and height adjustment motor for this model. I'd definitely recommend an enclosure. I'm really not keen on using these machines without one. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Algolaser Delta. What other lasers are you considering? Please let me know down below. As always, if you have any questions, please ask. I read every comment and will do my best to respond. I do hope you found this video useful. Please like the video if you did. I'm releasing videos every week on the latest technology and how to get the most out of it, so please make sure you subscribe. And don't forget to tap the bell icon if you want to get notified as soon as a new video gets uploaded. Thanks for watching.